Hi, I'm Catherine from Catherine Learns Stuff. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make holographic bookmarks. I'm going to walk you through how to find some free designs in Canva. I used flowers, and I've actually got a link below on how you can use the design that I've got here specifically. And I'm going to walk you through how to do the whole process of making these amazing holographic bookmarks. So let's jump in. So I want to quickly walk you through making a template for bookmarks if you want to create your own, or you can get a copy of the one that I've created on my website, and I've dropped a link for that below. But if you want to create your own, we're just going to do a custom sheet here, and I'm going to pick 8.5 by 11, but if you don't have a size already in this, you can put in 8.5 by 11 inches and change this to inches, and that will work out as well. And we're going to use Canva for this. And we're just going to use some free designs that we have available here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I've got my 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to select elements. I'm going to go pink flowers. And now I'm going to have a whole bunch of flowers that are available here. And I'm just going to look for some that are for free because I'm a fan of free. And maybe I'll pick these ones. And maybe I'll pick these ones. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these ones that I have here, and I'm going to shrink the size so that it's just kind of this part of the flower. And I do the same thing with this one. And I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna cut the bottom a little bit on this one. And so I've got two, and these are gonna be the bookmarks, right? This shape here is going to be the bookmark. And I'm just gonna pick out a few that I like. I'm gonna rotate this. And then I'm gonna make this smaller. Can I stretch this just like that? So I got three. I'll make this a little bit. Move this by double clicking it, and we're just going to pick out a few. I'm going to do purple flowers. So now we've got 5 different, 5 different bookmarks that we can use. And if you want more, you can obviously cut out more, but by doing that, you would just simply select your duplicate page, and then we could add in more pages, or you could just add a new page by selecting add new page and find more flowers, however many you need. So now that this is ready, we're just going to save this onto our desktop and print it off on our printers. And I'm going to just recommend that when you are printing this, if you are printing it on regular printer paper, that's totally fine. But printing it out on thicker cardstock, like a 60-pound cardstock, will have that'll give your bookmarks more substance and make them a bit thicker to work with. So we're going to cut these out, and I'll meet you at my workstation. The supplies that we need to make these holographic bookmarks is we need to have a design. Now I've walked you through how to make your own design if you'd like for free in Canva, but I've also got the design that I've created here. I've got 3 sheets of different flowers that you can get access to for free on my website. I've left you a link below in the description here that you can get. And I also have holographic sticker paper. And so the ones that I have 4 different designs. They've got these like random triangles. They've got just a nice holographic. They've got confetti and stars. And so you can use whichever one you would like. The one thing I want to point out is when we're doing this, you can either just do 1 sheet of holographic per sheet, or you can do holographic on both sides, depending on how you would like to do that. And I recommend, if you're using regular printer paper, if you've cut this out, that you use 2 sheets of holographic, just so that it makes the bookmark a little bit thicker. We'll also need our paper cutter to make the nice cuts on our bookmarks, and if you want, you can use a corner cutter to cut the edges of the bookmarks later on once we are finishing the project off. So we've got all of our pieces here ready to go, so let's start to assemble this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do 1 sheet at a time, and I've just used regular printer paper to cut my bookmarks out, so I'm going to be using 2 sheets of holographic laminate on each one. And so this is a pretty simple process, but I'm just going to walk you through it just in case, because I found that the first time that I did this, it was a little bit tricky, and it was helpful knowing how to do this. So if this is your first time dealing with holographic sticker paper or holographic laminate, this is what you need to do. So we want to pull about like 1/2 inch or 1 inch off of the back here, and kind of just fold this down like so. Let me just see if I can get a better angle there. Okay, so I want to do that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to line this up down at the bottom here before we attach this to our paper, because we want to make sure that it lines up. And we're going to move this down a little bit because we want to make sure that we're covering the whole paper and we're going to just stick this down like so. Now we've got this, you can see the whole side of the paper is covered so that we're not going to have our laminate kind of go off wonky. And now this is already holding onto my table, which is nice because this isn't going to move. And I'm just going to use my, this is going to move now on me, of course. I'm going to start to pull this back. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to use my scraper to put this down straight onto my page. Now, if you have a laminating machine, some laminating machines have a cool feature where they have a cold press feature. If you have a laminator with that feature, I recommend that you run this through your laminator because that will make sure that this goes on straight. Now I've got one side of this done, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I've got this lined up, and I'm going to pull out this top sheet. I'm going to smooth this all down nicely, hopefully without any bubbles in it. So now the back side has holographic on it, and the front side has holographic on it. All right, so that is one sheet done. I'm going to do my other two sheets, and I have those ones being set up in different holographic just so we can see what they look like, and then we'll carry on. So give me one moment as I fast forward to get to that part. If for some reason you get some air stuck in your layers, you can always just use your scraping tool and move the bubbles all the way out, and then they should be good. Now I've got 3 different sheets of bookmarks with different types of holographic. One, I've got the plain, I've got the stars, and I've got the confetti. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to quickly cut these through my paper cutter. So they're all already sized, so we can just quickly set them up so that we're cutting off the edges, and they will be ready to go in a moment. Now, if you don't like the size of these after you've printed them off and have them at this point, you can trim them down to make them even smaller, and I'm going to just show you. So like this one here is rather thick in comparison to this one here. So if I wanted to, I could trim this down a little bit more, and I'm actually going to because I left a little bit of white here. But the choices are yours of how big you want them to be. So now that I've got a whole bunch of bookmarks, you'll notice, I'm going to put this one, it's better to see. All the edges are pointed, and so you can leave that the way that they are if you like, or you can, if you have a corner cutter or even just scissors, you can cut the edges off so that they're not pointy and that they're round. It makes them look a little bit nicer, and it gives them a little bit more of a professional look. And so all you do is just put that in there, and then you snip the end. So I'm going to snip all my ends here, and hopefully I can do it right this time. And I'm going to make my bookmarks all have nice rounded edges so that they're nice and pretty. So bear with me while I do that quickly, and then we'll meet back up here in a second. Okay, and there we have it. Our holographic bookmarks are complete. So they're holographic on the front and on the back. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a hole in the center and add a tassel. I'm not a fan of tassels because I find that they fall apart very quickly, especially if we're using them in books. And then I've also noticed that these ones, I thought this confetti holographic was pretty cool, but it actually makes it really difficult to see the design that we have on here. So I don't think I like that one at all, but it's holographic on both sides. The back looks nice because it's just the confetti, but the front is very busy. And then I also like the star one because you can actually see the stars and you can see the design behind it. So that's how we make our holographic bookmarks. And there you have it. We've successfully designed and made holographic bookmarks. I hope you've enjoyed this craft. Let me know if you tried it out and how it turned out for you. Don't forget also, I've left a link below in the description of this video on getting access to the designs that I've used in my holographic bookmarks. You can get that for free by signing up to my newsletter in the link below. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy crafting!